Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to another 10 p.m. and I'm here again. This is now day number 8. Hi, I'm BK. If you're already friends, obviously you know I'm BK. And if you're not friends yet, because this is set to go public anyway, you can always just add me as a friend or follow me. And this is the link for Facebook, right? So we are currently live, and tonight I am doing something I've not done before. I'm going to test out all the microphones that I have because I think some of my friends have asked about this. And honestly, I've not done this before. So I will apologize in advance first if it doesn't go too well, because I've not done it in this manner before. Okay. And I'm also trying to switch the microphones live. So I've connected all of them separately. I don't think you want to see what is in front of me now. It's quite a mess. So just a recap, I think right at the start, I kind of did mention that from time to time, I may share about the technical gear and tech stuff that I have. And hopefully that benefits some of you, especially in this interesting time where a lot of us are transitioning to a lot of work from home, live streaming, online meetings kind of setup, right? So, and I also mentioned during those few earlier on episodes, right, that you do not need to do this if you don't want to. Usually, even your microphone on your built-in microphone on your computer, as well as the built-in camera on your web camera on your computer, should be able to work well enough, right? Provided you take certain actions or take certain steps, which I've talked about in one of the earlier episodes. Please feel free to check it out. So that is the premise, right? But of course, if you do want to take your audio game up a notch, right? Up a notch, then some of these things that I'm going to talk about today might benefit you, right? And so I didn't go all the way to this from day one. It kind of progressed along the way. And today might go a bit longer than usual, but I'm not sure. So I'm just going to kind of walk you through some of the other stuff that I have and let you have a sample of how it sounds like. And hopefully that can help you make a more educated decision on if you do want to change your audio setup, right? Especially for these interesting times. Okay, so right now you're hearing what is my typical normal microphone, which is a Shure SM7B, which is a dynamic microphone that's connected to an audio interface, which then is selected as an audio device as I do this live stream. Now, so this live stream platform that I'm using now, which is right in front of me, obviously you cannot see it. It has the ability for me to choose different input settings. That means I can choose the mic that I want to use, right? So I'm just going to try now. And the first one I'm going to let you listen to is actually a lot of times we can also use the earpiece that we have, which because most of the time these earpieces, whether is it the AirPods or something like what I have now, they are also designed for you to answer phone calls, right? And therefore they would also have a built-in microphone. So I've not done this before. I'm just going to try it now, and I'm not sure how the levels are going to be like. So I apologize in advance if it becomes soft along the way. Maybe I just put it down as a caption. Hang on. Hang on a minute. Yeah, so a quick caption at the bottom here. We are testing microphone, so the audio might be inconsistent. Okay, so I'm going to switch to this one here. I've not done it before, just for fun. And let's see whether it works. Okay. I'm now using the ear microphone, which is a Bluetooth microphone. I'm looking at the levels. does look a bit low, so you may not be able to hear me very well. I apologize, you know. So this is now the in-ear Bluetooth microphone. It probably will sound like a telephone call if you do use something like this, right? So this is the Bluetooth microphone inside the ear, okay? Okay, so hello. So I'm back to this. It's not picking up. Hang on. Check, check, check. Hello. Okay, so it's not a good idea to switch. Oh, can. Okay, so now we are back to this microphone here. I'm sorry if it doesn't, the audio is going to be inconsistent, but anyway, like I said, this is just to test it out. So just now you're hearing the audio quality from this earpiece here, okay? From this earpiece. Okay, then, so from this, the next easy upgrade is actually what is called a lavalier microphone, which you will see from time to time if you see people on broadcast. What they do is that they have this little microphone that looks like this. Okay, that looks like this, and is usually typically attached to somewhere just below your chest area here, right? And that's how that it usually would sound, right? So this is actually another simple, quick upgrade, right? And typically not expensive. You can get one of these for like, the cheapest one I know is about $20, you know, or less. But this one that I have here is roughly about $40 because it is a smart lavalier. It works across the board. You can connect it to a phone, to a computer, to a camera. There is a small little microchip on the microphone that then allows you to, it just basically works for anything, right? Anything. So normally it is around this chest area, just below near the sternum area here, right? And I'm not going to clip it onto my shirt because I'm going to move around a bit, right? So again, I apologize if it doesn't sound too good and the levels are not correct. I'm trying to level it the same as much as I can, okay? So I'm gonna switch the audio now, and hopefully you can still hear me. Check, check, check. Mic test 1, 2, 3. Yeah, so right now you are listening to this microphone, which is a lavalier microphone, which is connected and to my computer, and now I'm selecting it as an audio input device. So this is now what you hear. And the good thing about this is that there is a wireless and a wired option. The wired option, obviously, you kind of have to conceal the microphone somehow, and usually you can hide it underneath your shirt. Some people who like to do presentations but they do not want to show the appearance of a microphone, this is probably a good option for you. The only other thing you need to watch out for is the fact that you need to actually be careful, because if you move around a bit, you should try not to wear clothing that will make a lot of noise when you move around. Like if you ruffle, the ruffling sound of the fabric, it will be picked up by this microphone, okay? And sometimes people forget and then they hit themselves in the chest, and that can cause quite a loud sound to the audience. So that's another thing you need to watch out for. But basically this is what you are hearing now, and I look at the levels, it seems all right. It might be louder than this microphone actually. So this is the external lavalier. This is a wired lavalier. This is by a company called Deity, Deity, okay? So this is a quick, simple improvement to your audio, and is probably the fastest as well, okay? The only problem with this is actually, but there's a slight problem with this. You can't hear yourself. So you need to probably buy, like what I have here, an external set of earbuds here, right? That can help me to monitor the audio if I need to during a live meeting, okay? So I'm going to switch over now back to my main setup again. Check, check, check. Okay, yeah. So now we are again back to the Shure SM7B, which is my usual mic setup. You know, it's going to be interesting for me as well to play back this live stream and listen to all these other microphones that I've tested so far, because I have not done it before. I have not done it before in that way. It was always a ongoing. I moved from one mic to another. So we've tested two microphones so far. One is the earpiece that is Bluetooth, and then one that is a simple solution, which is a lavalier. Okay, now I'm going to show you one more, which is a lavalier, but it's a wireless lavalier. Hang on. So this is another very popular option that a lot of people do get. This is called the Rode Wireless Go. So it's a wireless solution. You have two devices like this. One is a transmitter. Obviously, the other one is a receiver, right? The one with the furry thing here. This is what they call a dead cat. Not sure why they call it that, but basically it helps to cut out some wind noise, especially if you're outside or outdoors. So the setup is pretty simple. There's a button here. There's a button here. All you need to do is just turn it on, press both at the same time, and then they will pair automatically. I'm just checking that it's paired, okay? And then once it's paired, what I need to do is connect it to the device that you are going to broadcast from. Okay, and let me just test it out. So again, I apologize in advance. And normally for this, typically you can clip it. It comes with a clip. Not sure whether you can see because it's black, sorry. Let me try and show you. So there's a clip here. There's a clip here, and you can actually just clip it to a shirt like this, for example. Right? So you can clip it to a shirt like this. Sorry. So, I mean, it's like this, or you can clip it to a button shirt and you can just clip it easily, right? So again, it's something like this. So I'm going to switch the input now to the Rodecaster Pro, Rodecaster Wireless Go. Hang on. Hang on. Hang on. So I apologize in advance because this is totally unrehearsed. Huh? Check. Mic test 1, 2, 3. Yeah. So this is now you're listening to this now. And I think the levels are a bit low. Hang on. Mic test 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 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 It seems to be a bit low. Hang on. Mic test 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Mic test 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I think this is low. You can't hear me at all, right? Mic test 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Mic test 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yep, so this is the wireless Go. So I may need to adjust some of the settings on this. Hang on a bit. Check. It is receiving audio, but it looks a bit low on this side. Okay, maybe I try this instead. Check. Check. Mic test 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Mic test 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Check, check, mic test 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Check, 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 mic test 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Check, check, check. I'm sorry about that. I think just now it is showing levels on the device, but from what I can see on this live stream platform, it didn't seem to be showing up any audio. Probably you couldn't hear it, but so sorry I cannot hear this. But basically, it will sound quite similar to a lavalier because it is actually a lavalier. It is a wireless lavalier, and it has pretty good quality. I can assure you. But of course, because it's wireless, this setup is a bit more costly. It's close to almost $200 for this setup. But a lot of people like to use this because it is wireless, okay? And you can actually clip it to a camera easily, and you can be a distance away from your camera. So for example, like right now, in a sense, I'm kind of restricted to the length of the cable for this microphone, right? But this one, you can stand very far away. It's up to 150 meters. You can literally be very far away, and you can still, as long as you have line of sight, you can still transmit quite well. Okay, so this is another popular option, which is the Rode Wireless Go. Okay, and so the last microphone today to test out is this thing that I showed you guys the other time as well. This one here. This is actually a different microphone compared to this one. So in essence, this is what is called a dynamic mic. This is called a condenser mic. And condenser microphones typically will pick up more of the sound everywhere. Meaning if your room is not as quiet, then it will actually pick up more noise from the room. For example, your neighbors barking, your neighbor's dog is barking, and the cars are in a highway, and then there's a lot of sound, right? This will actually pick it up a bit more. Whereas something like this won't be so, it won't pick up the sound. It actually only picks up the sound that is just in front of the microphone. So I'm going to switch it over in a quick moment. Hang on. And this is now the Shure MV51. You're listening to me on the Shure MV51. So this microphone is actually, you can adjust the levels, as you can also adjust some other aspects of, like for example, you can do recording for guitars and singing and so on. So there's a few options you can do on this thing. There's a few settings on top, right? And of course, in terms of aesthetic value, it looks great in a live stream like this. It looks really nice, right? It looks like a classic microphone that you see some people use, okay? So this is how it sounds. Again, I apologize. I can't really level the mics all up at the same time, but sorry, I should have the other one. Oh yeah, it's off anyway. Okay, so what you're hearing from me now is through this microphone, which is the Shure MV51. The good thing about this microphone is that it is actually, it comes with USB cables for your normal USB, as well as being able to connect to your iPhone. So it comes with a lightning cable as well. As of now, the next version, who knows, they may remove the lightning cables. So you're listening to the Shure MV51, which is a condenser microphone, which typically will sound pretty good as well. Just that you need to kind of take care of your environment. And if your neighbors are quiet or your environment is quiet, then this is actually a pretty good mic. And everything is built in, right? Everything is built into this thing. You just literally plug it into a computer and select it. And there's even an output jack here that you can connect a headphone to monitor yourself, right? So this is a very good solution for a lot of people. This costs roughly, this is actually a little bit more than the Wireless Go. This one is actually a little bit more than this device here, because this mic, it is like a 2-in-1, right? So it is the sound card and the audio device is built in already. So now you're listening to the Shure MV51, okay, which is a condenser microphone. And I've switched back to my old trusty microphone, which is the one that you've been listening to so far all along. So this is the Shure SM7B, which is quite a popular live stream podcast microphone, and a lot of people do use it. The cost is a bit higher. It is the microphone itself is roughly $400, and then you need to get the cables, and then you also need to get a audio interface to get the best sounding quality you can from this thing, right? Now, of course, you have heard all the different mics just now. Maybe you don't like the sound of this thing, right? Who knows, right? And I also have not listened to it myself, so I'm kind of keen to listen back to this live stream and see what's it like. So my apologies if the other audio levels are not correct, because this is what I know and I can control. Okay, but for this microphone, there is a bit of a learning curve in a sense. Okay, because first you need the microphone, then you need the cables, and then usually you need something like this. This is what is called a fathead, FETHEAD, fathead. It is basically a gain booster, because this mic is really quiet. It's super quiet, right? Which is why it is a good mic, right? Because it will literally only pick up your voice. Now, but the problem with this is that sometimes some of the audio interfaces that you get, they may not be good enough to bring up the sound such that it is usable for like this, for live stream or for whatever work that you are using it for. So this thing here that you see here, this silver thing, is actually not part of the mic. It is an additional other component which you add on, which then makes this microphone a bit louder, and then you go into your interface, and then your interface can control the audio and so on, right? So it does sound a bit elaborate, right? But like I said right at the start, usually if you are happy with how you sound, even with the onboard microphone and the camera, that's good enough. And also there's certain things you can do. For example, make sure that your computer is nearer to you, and maybe some soft blankets around you. That may actually make you sound better, right? But if you want to take your audio game up a notch, then there are all these options. Now, bear in mind, this is literally not the most high-end, or is kind of probably what is known as a prosumer level. There are microphones that cost upwards of thousands of dollars, and obviously they have different applications and different use cases, right? So this has been serving me well. I like this. I do enjoy using this microphone, and also the setup that is here. But of course, all the other stuff that I have, like for example, like this thing here, right? I think just now it didn't go very well. You may not have been hearing this properly, but this one is great for travel, when I'm traveling. So I have a DSLR camera that is now what you're seeing from my video. This one can plug in very easily to the DSLR. So when you are traveling, you can do like a bit of vlogging using this, something like this. This is definitely not travel friendly, right? Yeah. So tonight's episode is probably a bit longer than usual. And, like yesterday we were talking about this, and this is, I kind of thought that the thematic focus of this live stream, this challenge for 100 days, 92 days more to go, is going to be, and the name I may want to call it the Better Man Show, and it's an idea of like trying to become a better person. So part of this past few months, part of the challenge was actually upping my game in terms of the audio production, right? And that's why all these things were done, right? Now, some of this gear were bought quite some time ago, and it was always along the way kind of improvement. And every one of them has a slightly different focus and use case, right? So if you do want to have some tips on how to use the microphones, feel free to add me or message me. And I also can send you a list of things that you want to watch out for, or maybe even recommended gear. Do feel free to just message me either on Facebook, or if with your friends, you can always text me, right? At the same time, I also will send you a list of like some of the YouTube channels. I am no expert. I learned all these things from some of these very good YouTubers who are excellent in audio. They are really excellent. They do very in-depth analysis, reviews of all this equipment that I've loaded. I mean, the reason why I get some of these, I decided on some of these things is because they have done the reviews, right? So if you want to know who I listen to or who I researched before I buy some of this gear, by all means, just send me a message. So thank you for joining me on day number 8, and we have 92 more days to go. Good night, everyone.